This bill that's being sponsored by Congressman Sensenbrenner and John Lewis to include Justice Department voter ID objections in its formula for federal supervision?
It's certainly something I think we'd like to talk about and have a consideration made as to whether or not that ought to be included, and then, you know, come up with language that would be appropriate. People have to understand that we are not opposed to photo identification in a vacuum, but when it is used in certain ways to disenfranchise particular groups of people, whether by racial designation, ethnic origin, or for partisan reasons, that, from my perspective, is problematic. And so I would like to work with members of Congress to make this bill as strong as we possibly can make it.
And so when some Republicans say that voter identification is for election integrity and thus is different than the history of racial discrimination we've seen in this country, they may be of good faith, but you think they're wrong.
Yeah, there are some, I think, who are coming at from a good faith perspective, but I think many are using it for partisan advantage. The reality is that all the studies show that this whole question of ballot integrity, in-person voter fraud, simply does not exist to the extent that would warrant these kinds of measures. We had the commission that the president appointed just yesterday, and they indicated this was not a significant problem. And so I think they've come up with a remedy in search of a problem, and I think it is being used in too many instances to depress the vote of particular groups of people who are not supportive of the party that is advancing these photo ID measures.